Right, our friends, so welcome back to the Banter Show. And today we didn't include our upbeat music in our normal style on introduction and introduction in every video we do, because this video today it's been difficult. It's been highly emotional, friends, and it's to do with the missing babies in Ireland during the 50s, well, from the 20s onwards, the 1920s onwards, and the recent discovery of nearly 800 babies found in a septic tank in Tuam, County Galway, at a religious order which was actually supposed to help them, not to basically starve them to death and murder them, which that's my version of it. Now, there's a lot of harrowing stories involved in the series of videos that are coming up in this documentary. So please watch. I know it is shocking. Please watch. These stories have to be told, friends. So I really want to thank you, and please share. Joining me in the studio today is a good friend of mine, Pauline Shields. Pauline, how you doing?
How are you, Tony? Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, always welcome in the studio, Pauline.
Thank you.
And our beautiful daughter, Emily. How you doing?
Good
to see you, Emily. And we've also got somebody in the background, Luca, the main man. Luca's in here.
Yes.
But he's in the technical end of things here.
Yes,
he doesn't want to come in the camera.
He has a broken arm, so he's...
Well, we're wishing you well, Luca. Get well soon. So a speedy recovery.
Yes.
Now, Pauline, interesting. You're welcome back to the studio.
Thank you.
Interesting developments lately
Yes.
that have been,
Yes, exactly.
Tell you what it is, friends. Pauline's wrote a song, and it's quite a heartrending song, isn't it?
Well, it was very difficult to write because it's so sad. The topic is sad and the topic is controversial,
Yeah.
and I think it's a song that I wrote after the report of the remains of 800 babies' bodies being found in a septic tank in Tuam, Galway, and from the mother and baby home in Tuam, which was opened between 1921 and 1965. It was run by the Bon Secours Order of Nuns. Unmarried women in Ireland. It was a shame. So people, for the families, when they got pregnant, so they put them away in these homes, but like the Magdalen laundries all over again. And a lot of the children died in these homes from malnutrition, from pneumonia, measles, and even less serious complications like laryngitis and abscesses. They just weren't, they were neglected. The Tuam report said that on average 2 babies' deaths were recorded a week, and so a lot of them weren't recorded.
My goodness, 2 a week.
Yeah. A historian called Catherine Corliss, she's an amateur historian, she fought for years for this site to be excavated, and that is what they found, and that's only 2 weeks ago. So the Late Late Show dedicated a lot of time to this at the interviews. A lot of the babies that were born in these homes were sent out to America. They were bought by American families, and according to a report that I read, it was the more money was paid for the cuter babies.
My goodness.
And if they wanted a boy.
And these were an alleged religious order.
Yes.
These were an alleged religious order. I just don't get it, honestly.
It went throughout Ireland. Now,
it's a shock.
There is this. I wanted really to bring this up today because, as we speak, there is an excavation going on in the former mother and baby home, which was run by the Good Shepherd Nuns Institution between 1955 and 1985 on the Armagh Road in Newry. And it's headed by a leading archaeologist and anthropologist, Tony Maguire. Now, a lot of these babies were born in Daisy Hill, but according to a write-up in the local news on the Newry Reporter, the senior journalist of the Newry Reporter, Donald McMahon, said that initial dip testing has returned a strong potential for coffins located under some soil of the former home. The birth mothers and their Children for Justice Northern Ireland was set up in 2015, making a plea for the survivors to come forward or their families to come forward. But it's very controversial because people don't want to, people are embarrassed, you know.
But it's not their fault that they're
No,
embarrassed, but
no.
they feel embarrassed
You
because
have-
of the wrong that happened
Yes,
to
but
them.
you have to look
obviously.
back over, if you were interested in reading up on it, this is a history of Ireland that goes back hundreds of years. It goes back to even pre-famine, post-famine, what society was left, the church state, the ideologies of the people, and how it became a shame, and how these mothers ended up in these homes throughout Ireland. Now, Mrs. Maguire, the anthropologist and archaeologist, she was the one that uncovered the 11,000 mother and babies beside the Milltown Cemetery, on ground that was by mistake sold to the Ulster Wildlife Trust, and there was 6.2 acres of land that she excavated and found 11,000, and these were buried without ceremony or markers. So the Ulster Wildlife Trust has gifted that land back to Milltown Cemetery in West Belfast, and ceremonies have been taking place, and vigils and headstones have been erected, but unfortunately a lot of people have not come forward, and they know that their relations are there. Unbaptised babies that were born, if they died, according to our religion, according to my religion, the Catholic Church, they could not be buried in consecrated land. They were buried in they were buried, which is being all uncovered now. You also would have had suicides at the time, sailors that would have been washed up. Any bodies they found, they were all buried in unconsecrated ground.
Just like a dumping ground.
Yes.
Basically like a dumping
Yes, and
ground. Unbelievable.
babies that were born out of wedlock for years. Now things have changed now, but babies that were born and died, you've heard of limbo.
Yeah.
They were sent to limbo, which is a state of before you get to heaven. That you'll never get to heaven because you're in limbo. Now all of that is done away with, and any babies now and any suicides are born, they get church burials. And just wanted to say that the the Good Shepherd nuns are given all the support that they can to Tony Maguire to excavate this land up on the Armagh Road. Now, I was listening to the Late Late Show, and a former resident, they kept the children in the home in Tuam. Going back to the Tuam story, they kept the children in the home until the age of about 2 or 3. But I was listening to a man on the Late Late Show, and he was in his, I'd say in his 70s, and he was very, very upset. His name was Peter Mulryan. If anyone wants to look it up on YouTube, it's on YouTube. As is Catherine Corliss, who uncovered the Tuam, who worked for years. It was a car park. Worked for years to get this found. And he said that when he was a child, he used to look up through the window at night time at the stars, and he would dream of another life. And it's so sad that this is our history, and we have only just touched the tip of it. And
it's not even sad, it's shocking, to tell you the truth.
Yes, well, I'll tell you something.
You know, it's shocking.
I'll tell you something. I want to talk today to anyone out there who has relations that were in these homes, anyone that was in the home and has survived, anyone who knows of babies and mothers that were in these homes that did not survive. Do not be ashamed to come forward. The world is the way it is. God loves you no matter what. And even if you believe in God or you don't believe in God, you have a right to be here. We lost generations of people that could have been, maybe scientists or bricklayers or whatever. But we lost generations of them, Tony, and it was a silent genocide.
It was murder on
Yes.
it was murder on a grand scale. In my
Yes.
age, that's murder
Yes,
on a
well, it
grand
was
scale.
neglect.
Simple as that.
It was neglect.
Yeah,
You know.
but there's supposed to be a religious order that's supposed to be there for looking after these kids.
Yes.
They weren't looking after them. End
No,
of story.
No, and it goes
So
into,
that's murder in my
well,
age.
Tony Mitchell
Sure.
reckons that it's 11,000 in from a letter that she wrote in 2014. 11,000 in the Milltown Cemetery but it could go up from that.
Who knows? Yeah.
Who knows? So I want to say to people, I was married for 17 years, my first husband, and he didn't want children. Adamant, he did not want children. And because of that, we got divorced. Because I wanted a child so badly. I wanted to feel what it was like to be a mother. And he has since committed suicide. But I had a child after I got divorced. I met someone and I had a child, and was an unmarried mother.
Yeah.
I've since remarried, and that child that I had was the most important thing and continues to be the most important thing in my life. Now, it was 9 months of loneliness, but I battled on. I worked 2 jobs, I was living abroad, I was on my own. I put up with, at the start, with a lot of resistance to my having the child, but I went ahead because I wanted my baby. I wanted someone. I've only ever had one child, and she became a beautiful girl that was in the finals of Miss Northern Ireland. She won the prize for beauty with a passion because of all her charity work. She's a beautiful singer. She is a lovely girl and a smart girl, and that's that girl that's sitting right beside
That's
me
that
here.
baby there. That's some baby you got there, I can tell you.
So,
she's a gem, an absolute diamond. Diamond.
For anyone who has feel they have a stigma or have any shame, just come forward. Come forward.
Don't.
Claim your family. Claim the babies. Claim the mothers.
Life's for living, Pauline.
Life is for
living, friends.
So, Mommy, I'm okay. I had to go away. I'm sorry we didn't get to say our first goodbyes. I'll never understand why they took me away before you even had the chance to hear my first cry. But I'm beside you every step of the way, and God has told us that someday we'll be together once again. I'm with the angels tonight. God is watching over me, and I love you so. But I'm sad because I know you'll never see me grow. I wrote my song because of the Tuam babies that were found, but not only that, I wrote it for anyone out there who has family members, mothers or sisters, or anyone who has died in these homes or has suffered in the homes of any of these institutions, the workhouses, anything. Come forward, don't be ashamed. Mommy, please be strong. Your battle is so long. I see you struggle every day. and work some more. But I'm beside you every step of the way, and God has told me that someday we'll be together once again. I'm with the angels tonight. God is watching over me, and I love you so. But I'm sad because I know you'll never see me grow. Mommy, you did nothing wrong, and someday we'll be together, and you'll kiss me, and you'll know I'm with the angels. God is watching over me, and I love you so. But I'm sad because I know you'll never see me grow. You'll never see me grow. You'll never see me grow.
Yeah, well done, well done. And what harmonies.
Yeah.
What? What about that, friends? Pauline, that's a very powerful song.
Oh, thank you.
And I have to say, you've done a very powerful song for the Maritime Association as well.
Yes,
Remember of all the
yes,
people that lost
the
their lives.
Connemara and the Retriever.
This lady, friends, she blows my mind. She's that good of a singer and
I don't
songwriter. Seriously, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, the way
thank
you
you.
put the words together, Pauline, it's been absolutely amazing.
Oh, Tony, I
And-
don't know.
And thanks for coming into
I
the
did it-
studio and putting your message across.
Well, I did it for the,
You've done
for
it
the
for the
babies.
babies.
yeah.
So, friends, on that note, this has been emotional for Pauline, myself, and the beautiful Emily. So, do you know what's going to happen, friends? We're just going to leave by saying, stay strong, speak up, and get involved if you have anything to do with this. So that's from me personally. So, for me, Pauline, and Emily,
Thank
friends,
you.
right,
Right, sir.
we're out of here.